In 1989, when the wall came down, and by 94, the Soviet Union had collapsed, we in the West made some very bad assumptions. Seemed like it was clear to everybody. We had won. The Russians now would embrace democratic systems of government and a capitalist economy. And it certainly seemed, for at least the first 10 years, through the late 90s into the early aughts, that, that seemed to be what was going on. But what it turns out, really, what was going on, was that Putin and his oligarch friends were consolidating power and the national resources unto themselves, playing nice with the West, right? We had welcomed the new Russia into the international community of nations, into the World Trade Organization, treated them the way that everybody gets treated under the international rule of law. And instead of reaping the benefits of American capitalism, the greatest economic engine for creating wealth ever devised by humanity, rather than embracing democracy, the greatest, as my Uncle Charlie always said, the worst system of government ever created by man, except for all the others. Because there's a fundamental principle here. The principle that all men are created equal and entitled to equal protection under the law. That's what we're supposed to believe as Americans. Instead of embracing all that, Putin gave it lip service, and in the background, quietly, silently, and instead of distributing the benefits of a capitalist society to the society and to Russians everywhere, right now, 30 years after the fall of the Soviet Union, only 4 in 5 Russians have indoor toilets, folks. Let that sink in for a minute. Russia's not a first world nation. It's a third world nation pretending to be a first world nation, while the people at the top turn their own people into slaves for their use and keep all the power and money to themselves. They refuse to share the benefits of the modern global age. And a bunch of that money was spent undermining Western democracies. He's been waging war on us for 20 years. And we didn't know it. Who knew it? I'm going to do another video about Maria Butina because this is getting long. But this is the reality. And it is time that we understood that we have been at war with the Kremlin and the Muscovites for 20 years, and they have done real damage. It culminated with the election of Donald Trump. MAGA is a mule for Moscow. And when I say mule here, I mean in the drug smuggling sense, right? Some person you find to ferry your illicit cargo from the point of origin to the sad sacks that snort it up. Every MAGA Republican in America should be ashamed of themselves. They snorted the Moscow mule train until they stopped believing that all men are created equal and that Donald Trump was created better than everybody, and they bowed to him because they're not worthy. Disgusting.